What is up, guys? Dad Dash here coming to you live. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to come out live. Flex, if you're out there. I saw Robert Reese's appearance. I've seen all the drama. I've seen all the bullshit that's been spewed out there. So I figured, you know what? We'll go live. We'll have a little discussion. We'll have a little talk where I control the microphone. I control what's said. I control exactly how this thing's going to go. So who I want to come up comes up. Who I don't want to comes up doesn't come up. Where we don't have to have loud people talking over everybody and screaming and hollering and coming in with their nonsense and their lies. And I'm going to show you guys some things as well, and share with you on some things and some thoughts. So let's see here. What's up, Tommy? What's going on? Yep, that's right. Where I am in control. So you're not gonna have all the craziness that we had last night, where people are gonna talk over the truth, because we are focused on truth and prosperity here at Dad Dash. That's what we're focused on, not on garbage people that are gonna be sitting over there hating on people that are trying to, or that are doing a good job, that are making money with the apps, that have agendas that are outside of the scope of a gig driver. People who aren't even driving, people who are deactivated off certain apps. Some are choosing to not work at all. They're doing other things. And, I think that we as a community have to decide what we want to do going forward. So, and what we're not going to do is, in my opinion, is focus on people that are not there to help the community. They're not there to help the drivers with issues that actually affect the drivers. So that's what we're going to talk about here today. And we're going to talk about the fact that a whole bunch of text messages got released allegedly. Okay, some of them were not even things that were they were being attributed to me, but they were not what I said. And I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to break it down. It's not worth it. There's no point in something like that, because that's exactly what Jeff Thomas Black would want me to do. And we're not going to do that. And you listen to it. You listen to the garbage. I caught some of it. There was one part where allegedly I told him that UDM should closes his channel 3 times. I don't even know. I mean, when I heard that stuff, I'm like, this dude's making stuff up. He's trying to cause. His goal was to simply try to attribute me saying insulting things about the entire community, while reading some truth, while throwing in some things that he got from the internet. He did a Google search on me last night. He was trying to talk about some personal things with family members of mine that you can go Google my name. He gave everybody my name, and you can find all that information out. None of that is news. So, but what it all should be is absolutely, it should be a warning to everyone out there who's dealing with him and seeing what he's willing to do. If you don't agree with him, if you're not okay with everything he's doing, and if you speak out against anything that he finds, or deal with certain people that he doesn't like, or you speak certain truths that he's not comfortable with. And as you can see, I'm broadcasting live from my troll farm out in Russia. The 6 or 7 people that deal with me, if you believe that ridiculousness, and I can't imagine people do. But I suppose possibly. And before this becomes an issue, yes, I do have a virtual background. We'll remove it for a moment. Hold on. Did I remove it? I don't think it did. All right. Let's see here. Oh, hold on. I got to go into my Firefox. Hold on. There we go. Let's remove the virtual background so I can show that. There I am. There I am, right there. Real deal. I'll throw my background back up. There we go. So, anyways, the ridiculousness continues to go on. Good people are being attacked. Flex is being attacked. Flex's channel has been attacked. All for personal grievances. And but we're going to get into it. I'm going to show you that this gentleman, the psyop, the agent, the person we should question where he came from and what he's doing and why he's here is him. So I'm going to show you some things here. All right, let's get to it. All right, and let's what's up, Bobby? Bobby. All right, let me somebody does want to come up. Copy. Let's see here. And I will vet who it is. All right. So let's get to presenting here. All right, so I'm going to show you. This is Jeff Thomas Black's Medium page. Okay, we're not going to get into the articles because some of the things I'm not sure. I don't think they're really appropriate to get into some of the language and the things they're talking about. But I want to show you, and this is for everybody out there who is on the other side, who I don't think you're going to have the same political views that Jeff has, which he's clearly adopted certain viewpoints. Seems to be chameleon-like in the way he tries to manipulate, but he talks about me being a manipulator. I'm just a DoorDash driver. I'm just a dad. I'm just an individual out here trying to make some money. But this is his Medium page. You've got to register to go be a part of it. You can see he's got 1.6K followers. Certainly not the millions of words and the books and everything, but this is what he's written about. And you see certain things here as you see the evolution of the articles here, which is what I reference. And you can see some similarities to what he's done in our space. So you can see right here where he talks about Republican cult culture. Cult culture. Notice the language. Cult, right? Everything's a cult. Everything is a conspiracy. Everything is about there's some nefarious outcome. There's somebody that's against him or against whatever he's working with. You can see here again, and if you see this video, you should take a look at this here because I think you're a fan here, so you should see where he actually stands. Comes in here, brutal reality, qualified immunity, gang culture, and code of silence are mutually exclusive with police accountability. So you can see old Jeff here. I think it's DoorDash Police who has a lot of people in law enforcement and his family. Maybe you should step back and take a look and see who it is you're around, who it is is in your community. So we come over here. It's 2019 now. And this is where he goes and I guess dives fully in and attempts to insert himself into the protest situation up there that's protesting police violence. And he ends up going and teeing off, I guess it appears here if you get into the articles and you can go in and read them. He starts going against, I guess, the Oregon mayor, Ted Wheeler, is unfit to serve the people. And he gets into some things that he claims here. And here you can see Portland Mayor Wheeler's black heart and vacant soul leave no doubt. And he's, of course, leveling all sorts of horrible things against Mayor Wheeler, who he has decided is somebody that he needs to take action against. And then here we come. He starts talking about a mercenary firm with government agents, and starts talking about who's going to protect the children. And then we get to an interesting thing here, just a little bit of slavery. And there it is. That's because he went to jail and he found slavery. Where else did he find slavery at? In the gig world, maybe? With the apps? Now it's on you. Revolution is forced by untenable occupation. So now he's in a revolution now, right? Now there's a revolution that has to be performed. The people have to come together. I mean, this is the same thing he's doing right now. And then he's fighting the state now. He's got to fight the state. Is in full flight. Everything's coming apart. And then now it's October 17th. And the American Revolution is now. We the people. Police accountability. It's time. There's a revolution happening. And then I think it gets interesting here when he posts this here. Stop believing in men with guns. So anybody out there that's on that other side, I believe there's a few of you who I think believe in the right to bear arms. It looks like Jeff doesn't, and he does a nice article here on that, on why he thinks the gun should be taken away. And then he talks about mental illness here, and I guess this was an unfortunate situation where it looks like somebody that was mentally ill had a run-in with law enforcement. Then we have shame is on us. Post-truth. America is a dictator death trap by ruthlessly delegitimizing the mainstream media and employing direct-to-consumer social media. And then he gets into this in this nice article, which I'm sure some of you would find interesting. Citizenship as a death sentence. Who knew? Everyone. So I guess old Jeff, he talks about DoorDash wanting to bring in illegal immigrants. It looks like Jeff doesn't care about borders either. So those of you following Jeff who believe that he follows your politics, he believes your viewpoints. No, you can see that right here. Come to his Medium page and read about it. And then he follows up February 2020, February 18th, 2020. He comes up and he starts talking, I guess it's his final article regarding President Trump and who will die and how many lives of civilians will be destroyed to keep Trump in power. So he accuses Trump of genocide, lies, and war. And then there's a 2-year period where Jeff goes away. And now he reemerges like a chameleon. And he's found his new focus. The revolution didn't materialize. The book got stolen in Canada, which we can fill in the blanks if you go and look at the articles that Mr. Flex put out and several others. And now he's into full dash closure. And he's now transferred his attention and his game plan and his playbook into the gig world. And I guess I'm the target now of the bad guy that he's coming out to expose. I'm the agent. I'm this person that doesn't exist, who's working for DoorDash, who's ruining his life. So there it is. So, if anybody's wondering why you would take a step back, once you start digging in and looking, you're trying to figure out, what is this guy up to? What's really happening here? Why is he coming in here and causing all these issues with delivery drivers, pitting them against each other with absolute hate? This is why. I mean, this is his game plan. This is what he does, as he calls himself. You go, and now I'm not getting into the articles because there's things in the articles, language in the articles, and topics in the articles that I'm not putting in. Oh, I'm sorry. It's the music loud. I apologize. Let me turn that down. All right, let's turn that back down. All right. Is that better? I hope that's better. I apologize. I didn't see the comments. I was in that thing. Hello, Jenny's books and video. How you doing? Young 516, how you doing? Tommy, thank you for letting me know that. Thunder, hello. Bobby, hello. So, this is This is where we landed. This is where we've landed. So let's go in. All right. Now let's take a look at full dash closure that he talks about. The book, right? The book. Or what I call a series of articles and podcasts. But let's look. Let's check it out. All right. Share screen. He's always wanted me to come in and promote his book. And again, I'll show you what the book is here. All right. So here it is. This is Substack right here. And you can see the introduction comes out November 2022. And there it is. The chapter 1 is various different pieces. And again, if you look at the chapters, we'll go through, I'll pull one up. There's really nothing negative. I don't think that would be problematic to show on YouTube on this, but if you pull up and you look, there it is. It looks like a very well-written blog post on the internet. And it gets into his theories on things, his ideas, but it very closely resembles what you see in the other articles when he was dealing with his first movement. And you can see the parallels between how he viewed that movement and how he views this and what he's in the playbook that he's running here within the gig community. And you can see it all right here, but you can go to Substack and look at this. And look at the various pieces of information that he presents, which again, like I said, is something that a lot of the information he presents is interesting information. It's information that's valid, that every driver should be aware of. He gets into some of the ways that the algorithm works and the way it decides to choose drivers for their for the orders. But it also, when you look at the information, the theories that he's presenting, the approach that he's presenting, it's all in line with everything he was presenting years ago. Okay, years ago, in a different place, in a different movement. And again, he plays people, plays the communities against each other, plays the members of the communities against each other, makes up things when he needs to, just like he's doing with me. And of course, I've become his public enemy number one simply because I point some of these things out and said, wait a minute, what is this dude doing? Why does he have an agenda of hate against certain people? All right, so let's take a look at another avenue, right? Because he did say he's a world-renowned writer with millions of words, right? So let's just do one last place. Let's go one last place looking and seeing what we can find here on Amazon. So here we go. Amazon, he does have Full Dash Closure audiobook and podcast, but let's look for his other books, right? The other books. And you can see I searched Jeff Thomas Black, the results, and I don't see any other books. So it looks like in his article that he put out when he was in Canada and he ended up falling asleep at a hotel, in the article, he apparently wrote a manuscript that never got written. So I don't know if that's what will happen with the Full Dash Closure manuscript or if it'll actually finish. Or maybe it's just 4 chapters long and the rest will be a podcast or whatever the plan is. But the millions and millions of words that he claims to have written, they've not been in book form. They're not available on Amazon, besides the Full Dash Closure audiobook and podcast. All right, so let's see here. And we'll stop screen sharing here for a second. And we'll check one last place. All right, so we did a news search, right? And go through the different. That's it, four pages deep. There's not a lot on him. Besides, you see the an article here in regards to his civil disobedience. Talks about how he was arrested. Now, you could see here, it's not like he's known. He's actually having to tell the media who he is, what his history is. Apparently, he posts a video that as he narrates the snatch and run. So he puts this video up, sends it to the police, gets himself arrested. And apparently, they didn't even arrest him right away. And then he ends up, I guess, getting arrested later on and charged. So let's see here. We'll go back to. Oh, now there, of course, if you look him up on Google, you'll see everything that he's doing right now with full dash closure. That pops up at the top. And then you'll see this famous article here where it really breaks down. This talks about the manuscript he wrote in prison that was stolen when he was sleeping in front of a hotel. So that's something that we've talked about that really gets him riled up when I've asked him about that, and others have asked him about it. And he says he wrote the manuscript that in jail. It was going to become a book called Brutal Reality. And he saw heinous slavery and torture. Again, it's just the playbook. It seems to be a pattern. He sees slavery. He writes up. He's writing a book. And then here, interestingly enough, where he says he doesn't ask for money, but he as part of this article states that he was reaching out to some people on his social medias to help him get back to the United States because he was out of money. He'd lost all of his cash, and he needed help getting back. And he had, I guess at the time, some outstanding charges in relationships to his arrest. So, it's just interesting that these things have followed what seems to be a certain script. A certain script. All right, let's see what's going on in the chat. I see there's some discussion going on about Eli. Thunder, I see you said you're not a big fan of Eli. That's good. We're not either in here. Jenny does have issues. Eli's irrational, paranoid. Yeah, I've seen all of that. Unfortunately, he seems to be a guy that gets very caught up in the trolls around him, or at least what he calls trolls around him, and he gets very worked up, and it seems to see ghosts where there is none, and see things. He can't let things go. But I think it's also because I think he fuels it. I think he fuels off of it, and he likes to have the hate because that the people that are watching to see what he's doing next. Yeah, Tommy, he does not have many people that like him. He does not have many people that like him. I agree with that. Yep. So, Tommy, are you still out working, or you done working for today? It is 1 a.m., so I would imagine you're probably not working, but who knows? Last night you were working late or coming back from somewhere. But, look, the bottom line is this, is the things that are being said and spun by this other side of the gig community, the war that they've waged, I think everyone needs to understand this, is There have never been issues, or there were no issues. There was no labor movement. There was no crisis. None of that existed before they declared that there was one, before they've claimed that there's a problem. And there is an old, and again, I'm sure Jeff's familiar with this, but there's the old problem, reaction, solution, right? PRS. So it's a method of inserting change somewhere. It's a method of being able to push an agenda through. And the first thing is you have to introduce the problem. And you introduce the problem when you have a solution to that problem. And that's what has happened here. A problem has been inserted, an alleged problem, of course, where there's an alleged labor crisis. DoorDash is coming for us. They're taking over things. Now, it's really a misstatement of the problem, right? And then the solution being suggested, which is turn off the apps, is really simply, hey, I wasn't able to do this successfully. It didn't work out for me. I did 5,000, however many deliveries. It didn't work out for me. I'm a very educated individual, and it should have worked out for me. So therefore, as a result, it's not going to work out for anyone. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show this to the world, and I'm going to bring out all of these things about the way DoorDash works, the way these gig apps work. And then I'm going to say, okay, this is why it will never work for anyone else. This is why it's an impossible situation. But the thing is, there's never any proof. It's just a bunch of talk. There's never any proof as to why it couldn't be possibly worked if everything was transparently done. That's the issue. Transparency is the issue with these gig apps. The way forward is full transparency to the level of the contractual level, to showing and allowing a proper negotiation, to setting appropriate standards for how orders are offered to drivers to make sure that they're adhering to safety protocols. And yes, there will be side effects to that could end up impacting the way things are. But if these things are happening, it's going to set up a functioning market that will allow for business people to enter this market and make business decisions. And the people that make the best business decisions will win at the end of the day. People that don't will lose at the end of the day. It is the ultimate survival of the fittest, in the sense of it's businesses competing. All right, so let's see here, Thunder. Let's get into this. Thank you, Thunder. I appreciate that. I mean, I consider myself a logical guy. Torp, he's entertaining. I agree with Tommy. He's an entertaining guy. I got no problems with Torp. He's a very entertaining guy. He comes out and he just I think Torp understands what YouTube is, but I think sometimes Torp wants to be at odds. I think Torp, if you listen, I listened very closely to him and Jeff Thomas Black Talk when he came back and was talking to Jeff, and what he was basically saying is he felt like everything was just kind of going stagnant. He had nobody coming at him. He had nobody to dialogue with, and that's what Torp feeds off of. So he flipped the script and figured, okay, I'm gonna let this side will come at me when I flip, because he saw what they did to others. And when that didn't happen, I think that left him kind of perplexed, because it was like, okay. And so he flipped back over to the other side, and you could hear him asking, hey, what's the next moves? Oh man, you're asking everybody to be talked about here, huh? Well, listen, the thing about it is Thunder, I don't think going through name by name and discussing individual people and thoughts on these people. I think these are all people that are driving. They're all people that are out here trying to make money in the gig world. Glitch Dash, I know, is not making money with DoorDash, but he makes money with other apps. as with everything, I've gone in and dialogue with Glitch Dash and said some things. It's all being said in the vein of DoorDash, or not DoorDash. It's all being said in the vein of YouTube, right? So I don't know any of these guys personally. Everything that's said is being said in the vein of fun on YouTube, making fun of each other, dialoguing with each other, and that's where it should stay. And the issue that we have right now is Jeff Thomas Black's running around here. He's trying to take things personal. He's acting like there was something personal being done when there was never a personal thing being done with anyone. It's like WWE out here. Everybody's playing a character. And Bobby, I do not hate Bobby. I do not hate Bobby. I like Bobby. Bobby's a good dude. Bobby, he likes to challenge me and keeps me moving, keeps me humble, reminds me of what I need to do to improve. So that's why I like Bobby. But Bobby's a good guy. I got no issues with Bobby whatsoever. I got no issues really with anybody that was named up here. I have different, hot facts. I think, if I want to talk about hot facts, I mean, I think that he tries to just kind of drum up drama. But I think he does that because he wants to have clicks and views and likes. He's like the National Enquirer of the gig apps. But Hot Facts is doing his job. All these guys are just doing their job. They're just out here having fun, I think, to a degree. They're all trying to get people interested in their channel. And they're all trying to, at the end of the day, we're all out here driving and trying to make money with the gig apps. And that's what I think is interesting is when if we shut them down, then we lose, right? You only lose when you quit. You know what I mean? You only lose when you quit. Remember that. I mean, I learned that as a young kid, and I've instilled that in my kids and my sons. And I said, the only time you lose is when you walk off the field. Like you haven't lost yet. You have another game to play. You go out and you get prepared. The next day, we only lose when we stop, right? And we can all have a debate about, well, did we win today or did we lose today? But the bottom line is at some stage, if it's, again, it's a personal choice for each driver to make. And that's why one of the things, the hallmarks and tenets of my channel, of what I try to show people is say, listen, getting your numbers. I sat today and spent a couple hours reviewing my numbers from the last week, setting up my plan, trying to figure out, trying to, get myself ready for the rest of the year, for the next 2 months as we're running into Christmas season, and forecasting out what I believe I can set up for as far as scheduling myself and figuring out what I'm going to be doing. And everybody can do that. And I'm going to, of course, I review these things weekly to say, hey, how am I doing? How am I not doing? It's a business. It is, the debate is like, well, you don't own it. You don't this, you don't that. Fair enough. But you approach it like a business. And if you do, you can win. You can still win. And that's the whole point of this whole idea that we have a side over here that's like quit. It's evil. It's a conspiracy. It's not. There is problems. There are problems with the fact that drivers are not being told what they are and not being told how they're supposed to approach this thing. So that's the problematic part of where we're at. And to me, the discussions, I mean, I had a discussion with my senator. It's been about 3-4 weeks ago. A detailed discussion who's been involved, is going to be involved with various with legislation and with things going on within the gig community, to talk with them and say, listen, you need to understand the approach of how we help gig workers. Because if you come in and say, we're going to approach this from an employee perspective, it's never going to work. It's not going to work. That's not the way we have to look at this. And you're going to say, other people are going to say, well, you're independent contractors. What does that mean? Well, what that means is, at the end of the day, you're responsible for your own bottom line. Okay? So run it like a business and be aware of your expenses, be aware of what your cost of operations is. Okay? And your operating cost. as I call it, your efficiency percentage. And what you want to look at in efficiency is code for how are you controlling your costs. You need to control your costs, and you need to understand what your costs are, and what they are as a driver. And these are the things we should be talking about, as boring as they are. And then we can have the other people that are running their entertainment panels, and you come over and you sit back. But we've got to have a space for both. We've got to have an avenue for both. And some of this stuff will put you to sleep. But there are the people that are coming in and trying to figure it out and need to understand what it is. They come in to get their dose and they leave. They come back. They can go through my 515 videos, which Jeff Thomas Black says are not valuable. I tend to have a different opinion of that, but that's okay because he doesn't have any videos. His videos is recycled content and podcasts of him talking about others, him shitting on other people, him claiming that the sky is falling all the time. And that's my whole point. That's what I showed you earlier today. I just showed you the sky was falling in 2019. The sky is falling in 2020. The sky is now falling in 2022, 2023. The sky is always falling. There's always a conspiracy. There's always a problem. There's a reaction. And then there's the solution. The question and the issue we have right now is, what is the solution? And he wants to use the bully pulpit. He wants to try it. There's a reason why he wants to destroy my credibility, because he doesn't want the community to listen to me. He doesn't want the community to start thinking. And I don't, believe it or not, I don't look to be a leader. I don't care whether or not I have 100,000 viewers on my channel or 1,000. I don't care if you use my spreadsheets and you're a subscriber or you're not. I'd ask you to be a subscriber for the simple fact that be aware if I release something, have a place to come talk, because to me, we can all start talking if we're all aware of our numbers, if we're having a problem. If you're not having a problem and you're fine with your income and you're fine with what you're earning, then that's fine. Go on. But when you're having a problem, you've got to have a way to identify your problems, track your numbers, put it in front of you, and have a discussion with other drivers so they can talk about their numbers, and we can all sit down and have a informed discussion. And then on top of that, you can make informed decisions. That's all we're trying to get here. But right now, we're being told that's impossible. We're being told there's no chance. We're being told that, why did you give fake news text messages? What do you mean fake news text messages, Bobby? What do you mean by that? Can you elaborate on what you mean by fake news text messages? Because I'm not really certain what you're trying to ask. Because I didn't give any text messages, right? I have not given any text messages. I've not shown any text messages. There are text messages that have been alleged to have come from my phone, which, he's read or presented. And, like I said, I listened to a little bit of that broadcast. Some of what he was saying sounded familiar, and then there were some things that I think he was attributing that he had said. He was trying to put it in my mouth, and there were some things that I don't know who was saying it, but it wasn't anything that I had said. And again, it's exactly what I thought he was going to do. There was one particular part that I heard, and I actually tuned out after that because I said, Jesus, I see exactly what he's trying to do here. He said something about UDM. I said UDM or something shut down his channel 3 times a year, which I never would say that. I don't even know what he's talking about. I don't remember UDM shutting down his channel or deleting his channel or doing anything like that. That's crazy. As I heard it, Robert Reese said he got text messages from you. He did not get. Robert Reese has never received a text message from me ever. I don't have any of Robert Reese's contact information. I don't have his phone number. I've never talked to him. I have nothing. I have not shared any information with Robert Reese. If Robert Reese is saying that, I think Robert Reese is saying that he received alleged messages from Jeff Thomas Black that have been attributed to me. And I know, I believe a while back, Robert Reese had put up some sort of a short or something. And I was perplexed by what I saw in the particular messages because they were not communications that I'd had with him. And my son had given me the insight that he said, Dad, he showed me exactly how you can literally change the names on messages, and you can, make it look like it's coming from a contact. But from what I had seen, it looked like they were just screenshots of messages that, I'm not sure what they were. But anyways, yeah, all he has is what was sent from the other guy. I have no, listen, I wouldn't send Robert Reese anything. The dude had Jeff on the show and was talking my legal name that I don't go by on YouTube, talking my state, and I'm not saying that was hard to find, but I'm saying that is not someone that yes, absolutely. I never gave permission for any of them. I was asked last night, is there anything in those messages that I had with Jeff Thomas Black? So I want you to play it back. I was asked, is there anything, Bobby asked me, was there anything in those messages that I would have a problem being played? My answer to that was no. However, that wasn't to be considered permission. I wasn't giving permission, but I also understood how was I supposed to answer it. I'm saying the messages I shared with Jeff Thomas Black, I have no problem with anyone seeing those. What he's going to claim are my messages, what he's going to claim are the messages between he and I'm not attesting to those. I don't know that those are what's going to be released. And from some of the things I heard him reading today, they were not messages between he and I. Well, essentially, yeah, he did. I would never gave him permission to send anything out to Robert Reese. But look, this is a lesson for the community. If I can be an example to the community of why you do not deal with this man, you don't give him messages, you don't communicate with him, you don't give him anything. Like, again, he sent messages out, and you can easily, again, as was shown to me, I could go type I could go into, and my son showed me how he was able to put my name over a contact, and you wouldn't even be able to tell. So he could go out and start texting his friend's phone, and they could be texting back and forth, and then he changes that contact name to my name, and then there he has a whole string of messages, and then he screenshots them, and then he sends them to somebody. Okay, so the reliability of those messages, and then he's sitting there reading them, and some of the stuff that he said was just it made no sense. Like I said, UDM, I don't remember ever deleting his channel, but again, when he said that stuff, I'm like, what is this crap? And what it showed me was his intent was it's just simply what his intent was, and it was always for this, was to try to get me onto a live, try to ask questions or say certain things, like he was trying to attribute to personal things. Thank you, Thunder. I appreciate that, man. I really do. I appreciate that. And he was trying to attribute things. The guy, he Googled my dad. Hell, you know what? I'll show you this. I'll show you this because you can go Google it, and I don't back away from my dad's story, even though he wants to put it up there as some terrible thing. I'll show you. You can Google it. So let's share my screen. And we'll go to the Google. We'll just share this one. So we're going to go to Google. We're going to type my name in. Okay. And we're going to go right here to this case mine, and you're going to see various different cases my dad was involved with, and you're going to see cases that came at him, and you're going to see where here we come right here where it talks about his situation. Yes, my dad was a lawyer. Yes, my dad had a drug problem that Jeff Thomas Black decided to put out there because he wants to try to embarrass and destroy me in any way he can, which is not going to destroy me because this is something I went through as a growing up, and was put out there. And You can go through, and there's been look. What he don't understand is I've been in the public too, and I had my family judged. I had my dad judged, and I lived right there, and I watched every. I've been a part of a lot of stuff. But if you go in here, it talks about my dad's situation, talks about his drug problem, and it talks about that he'd been disbarred. So there it is. That's a simple Google search of my dad, and that's what he did. Everything he's ever presented. Here you can see Stephen Askins, Musselman High School career home. That is my son's page. That's how he got on there. That's what he goes in there. You can see right here the disciplinary board. And again, another place you can go in and read it. All of this stuff is readily available. He's spinning this stuff on the internet. He's spinning this stuff. He's taking little shards of truth and he's putting it out there. There's my LinkedIn page, right? Former experienced branch manager with a demonstrated history of working in the financial services industry. There it is. I exist. Of course I do. You can see right here where he found it. My dad, looks like this is my dad's Facebook page because it looks like he studied liberal arts at Lock Haven. And there's my dad's info. I'm sure I'm somewhere down in here. There's my Twitter. There's my Instagram where he went and got all the photos and pictures in his attempt to try to go after me. What's going on, Gloria? Nice to see you in here. So there it is. But I don't care. One of the reasons why he says, "Oh, you're not normal. How can you not be upset?" Because I've dealt with bullshit my entire life, man. I've dealt with people attacking my family and making their judgments, and I don't stand for it with other people. And this is why when I witnessed some of the things of the people that he was getting around, I couldn't stand for that. I wasn't going to be a part of it. And, I appreciated what he was trying to do with his book, but it was like, I needed to step away. And I didn't really believe that. I wasn't sure what was going to happen. I didn't think to the degree things have gone would happen, but if they have, and it is what it is. And as I have said, contrast will win the day. Contrast will win the day. At the end of the day, contrast wins the day and will always win the day. So he has nothing else to do but smoke pot and look up shit while he's so. That's right. That's exactly correct. And this is where, when you have a lot of time and you're not actually working, you're not working the apps, you can sit around and Google people and then try to embarrass them with your Google search and try to weaponize someone's past history and try to use it as if they know you and say they have had personal conversations that have never been had. He's sitting here talking about, I personally know him for weeks and weeks. Now it's business conversations to justify why he's putting this out there, saying it's business. He's up there screaming like a wild person, screaming and hollering and calling me names that he's complaining, in another breath, he's complaining at Flex, and all that stuff, so it is what it is. But the bottom line is I'm in this space, and I think everybody's in this space because we're gig drivers. We're out here delivering. We're out here looking to have a place. As I have said from day one, to me, this is a place. This is a monetized water cooler, so to speak. That if we come here because we don't have coworkers that we can lean on or look to or talk to, we can come here to YouTube and find this space and have discussions and have worthwhile discussions. And find worthwhile discussion. So it just is what it is. Yeah. Indeed they do, Jenny. Indeed they do. Everybody has a past. Everybody has something. Everybody, and that's the point. Everybody has something. And again, that's why I say, be careful who you're hanging out with up here. because if there's anything you don't want out, and you get it wrong around the wrong person, man, they're gonna put it out there. But like I said, for me, I everything that's on the social media, everything that's on the internet, I'm aware of, and that's just what it is. Definitely, I think Flex is going to change. He ain't going to change when he comes back. He's going to be more pissed. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, but the only advice I would give Flex is don't lean into him. Just watch what he's doing in terms of community guidelines. But at the same point, you know what? Flex has made it clear he doesn't do this for money. He is doing this. He'll grow his channel again. The same 2,000 people that like Flex when he puts the new channel out, we're all coming to subscribe. So Flex will come back. I mean, they can't stop Flex. I think that's absolutely terrible what happened with Flex. I mean, I think it's garbage. I don't know if it was that video that I had seen it put up. That was a funny video that looked like Torp. And then there was I guess the discussion that was going on that I was listening to, and all of a sudden he cuts out. I'm like, what the heck happened? But the whole thing was that video was like an hour or so before. So, of course, it could have been somebody rewatching, but I saw earlier when I was popping in and out of Jeff's live, I saw people in there suggesting that I did something there. I'm like, come on, you got to be kidding me. What? Like, that's ridiculous. Like, but bottom line is, the bottom line is that we've got some people out here that are willing to try to hurt other people to get what they want, and I don't get down with that. I don't like that, and I'm not gonna stand for that, and I'm not gonna be around that, and that's just what it is. And sometimes you gotta stand up, take the hits. But what I'm confident about, what I know, is at the end of the day, my channel will still stand, and I will still be standing because I will win the contrast war. It's a war of contrast, and the little battles, come out, have your lives, make fun, say stuff, whatever. Did you hear Robert Reese says new channel get all these fake subs? Yeah, of course. And the thing about it is they've been claiming fake subs and all that stuff. I guarantee you, Tommy, he probably doesn't make. I don't. With live streams, don't make much. It's all about the super chats. So if people are coming in super chatting when you're doing live streaming, but you're not going to make much on it. So it's pennies. YouTube money is pennies. I'm seeing that. I've already seen it for the first month here that I've been active. It's not a lot of money. I mean, but it doesn't need to be, right? To me, if I can come out here, share something. I've got a video I've got to shoot. And for me, the biggest issue shooting videos and doing lives and stuff like that is I got like a 3-year-old who you guys probably always hear in the background. And it makes it difficult to be doing anything like that because I'm constantly with him or I'm working, and then when I'm working, sometimes it's like I'm out working, and then I'll try to shoot a live or not live, but a ride along or something. And sometimes it doesn't always work out. But yeah. But let's see here. All right, so we've had 23 views. That's nice. But yeah, I mean, but Flex ain't gonna go nowhere. I mean, he'll be able to come back, make multiple channels. There will be the same people that will come in and support him and get him up to 1,000 subs again. I don't know what all. I knew there was rumors and stuff that somebody had gone in and bought a bunch of people subs at one point. Maybe that happened. Who knows? I don't know. JP, what is that little? What does anybody know what that emoji is? What is that like? I'm watching you emoji. What is that? It looks like a little fish or jellyfish or something. I guess I don't know. Or alien, I guess. Looking at it. JP better watch himself. We got a bunch of moderators in here. But yeah, I don't think there's going to be any issue with Flex getting back in. In fact, I think he's going to be live tomorrow because he was saying he's got a new channel coming up. So we'll start building that second channel, the backup channel. So when channel 1 gets pushed down, he'll have the backup channel to go right to. You know. Space Invader. It's an 8-bit. That's what I thought. It looked like an 8-bit alien. It's a Space Invader. Yeah, I don't. I've got the new iPhone with the I guess with the dynamic island, and you've got the game on it now that you can play the little Pong almost. So it made me think of that when you brought up Space Invader. That's right. Yep, it is a side job. It's like I said, it's just something to add in. And if every couple of months you can cash out, your $100, or maybe you get to a point where you're able to cash that out monthly, get $100 or $200, that's fantastic. I mean, that's an extra gig. And then the little time that you are putting into YouTube, it pays for itself, and that to me is what it should be about. Doesn't need to be high production or anything like that, but there is some time that's being put into it, so you should get something back out of it. Now, obviously, there are some creators out there that don't want the responsibility of being monetized because it does come with certain, potential pitfalls. But that's what it is. That's what it. You got to decide whether you want that to be a part or not. Dating myself. Hi, JP. All right. So, anyways, that's what I wanted to discuss. That's why I came on live, because I wanted to get into those things. I wanted to show those things. I wanted to discuss a few things that had come up, and I wanted to discuss my perspective. And this will stand. I don't think there's anything in it that should get struck or hit for anything. But this will stand, and we're going to move forward. We're going to move forward on the channel, and we're going to move forward with business as usual. And I'll appear supporting the people I support, and we'll go on. And hopefully, I don't see what. I mean, besides the normal, I don't think they're ever going to stop the hate train that's over there. I think eventually, though, hopefully, people get tired of it. And when somebody has a real problem they need a solution for, they'll find somebody to come find that solution. It won't be over there. And that's what we can say to that. Space Invaders are showing my age. Yo. Yeah, that's why it made me think of Pong, it makes me think of Atari. Of course, I was very young when Atari came out. So that's still Nintendo. I'm a Nintendo child. That was my first video game. But I remember my cousin had an Atari, and I remember playing Space Invaders on it. But Thunder, no, I think Thunder, I don't think Thunder necessarily is a sock account of JTV. Not to my opinion here, but Thunder has come in, I think, to try to get to know Dad Dash based on what everybody has heard, because they've heard a lot. But again, like I said, it's contrast. That's all I can say about it. That's what people are going to have to do. They're going to have to go and figure out what they think based on what they see, and whether or not it matches up with the public allegations and persona and whether or not it appears. Thunder's been in Flex. Yeah, I've seen Thunder. I've seen Thunder around. I know Thunder was a little skeptical, but I know that it's that's how it's going to be, and that's okay. I don't have a problem with anybody asking questions. I don't have a problem answering questions. I really don't. And that's the way this thing gets done. Good. I'm glad Flex is cool with you, Thunder. I mean, Flex is good people. Flex is a good guy. He's a hardworking person that's out there showing his journey. I respect that. I think it's great what he does. And unfortunately, some people want drama, I come back to what Robert Reese, you asked me about Robert Reese, but that's what Robert Reese likes to do, is manufacture drama and report on things and kind of twist things a little bit. Because if you try to have a conversation with the guy, he tries to twist everything around to his own side, or he hears this or hears that. And then if you kind of zone in on him a little bit, he'll kind of slow down for a second. But like, he kept misstating for weeks and weeks and weeks. He was misstating the driver utility helper out and acted like it went into the app and like grabbed good orders, and it doesn't do that. And in fact, he got me into an interview that I wasn't expecting to do, because I was caught up in wanting to discuss that with him, and I showed up, and next thing you know, I'm in a full-out interview. And that was the first major interview I'd done with anybody, and he got it, and I didn't. He kind of just walked into it. But that was the whole purpose of why I showed up at that interview, because I was wanting to correct his understanding of, as someone who uses driver utility helper app every single day, I wanted to make sure he understood that it wasn't something that was pulling, like, it didn't have the capabilities to go in and pull good orders out. And the next thing you know, we ended up getting into a whole lot of other stuff. But it was all good, but I think he's got a good way of, he's got a way with doing things. Fit the box, fit the mold, have a seat in the foyer, take a number. I was lightning before the thunder. I like that. Well, I mean, the thing is, Thunder, you just gotta, you gotta get to know everybody, but you gotta just remember that everybody is playing a persona. And unfortunately, when you're growing, we're trying to grow a YouTube channel, or trying to grow your appearance on YouTube, a lot of people are going to drive to creating drama, because people will tune in then. And that's what's happened here. It's not how I intended to grow my channel. But it's how my channel grew. And it's getting a lot of attention. And so there's side effects to it. There's to having something like this happen. Well, yeah, I mean, Eli, there was something off with him. I remember when I first encountered him, because I'd gotten sent a link by Jeff Thomas Black to check out Eli, and I just thought, man, something's off with this dude. But at the time when I searched him, I think everything had been pretty sanitized, and then somebody released one of the early video, or, some stuff. They were releasing some videos, and I saw it all, and I was like, whoa. Okay, this guy, okay, wow. And immediately I was like, I don't like what I'm seeing. Looks like we just saw a bunch of people jump in. I went up to 9, so I don't know. I guess I'm probably attracting some of the spies are coming over, checking out things and popping in and out to see what Dash is talking about, But guess what? If you're going to comment, you got to subscribe to my channel, or you don't get to comment. It's just how it is. Even if your subscription only lasts for, I guess you got to subscribe for 5 minutes, I think. So it's going to last at least 5 minutes in a comment, right? So, but that way it keeps things a little more controlled, and that's what it is. So, well, Thunder, do you do any gig apps? Or or did you originate into this community because you had dealings with Eli? Or did you find Eli because he was doing gig apps and you found him that way? I saw Thunder's name. I was thinking of the song. No. Okay. So is that no to gig apps or no to how you met Eli? Sorry. I asked a lot of questions. Makes it difficult. Check something out here. I found you all by going down the Eli rabbit hole. Okay. I got you. Gotcha. Just checking to see what was going on there. Oh, there we go. I follow you. So did you? I guess you had some negative dealings in with Eli as far as he mistreated you. So we would say you could say you were an Eli survivor. Then is that a fair statement? Seems like he's had quite a few people that he's had some negative effects on. That's a shame. He tends to have that footprint. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I am showing my face tonight. A lot of times I don't show. I go by I become an emoji because again, there's a lot going on in the background of my house. So it's like I don't want that being displayed because I have kids that are around. And the other issue is that if I don't set up my phone in the way it is, if I'm on my computer, which sometimes I like to be on my computer, it's easier to type and stuff. Because it's a laptop that I plug into a monitor, the Chrome app book does not. I can't access my, what would be my normal computer. So if it won't recognize my continuity camera, which is on my phone, which is how I'm using it right now. I have to go into Firefox. So anyways, I'm not worried. I'm not trying to set all that up. It takes a little while to set it up. So, all right, let's see here. I use channel to chat on YouTube. It keeps drama from my channel. Gotcha. This name. Okay, I understand. So you use the Thunder channel as your chatting channel, basically. That keeps people from or drama from coming to your actual channel. Smart move. I know that Eli, and especially now with him associating with the other side of our community, people are coming hard and fast for people that are against Eli, and there's going to be drama. It's just like anywhere I go, I get clipped. I'm clipped, and then they're playing it back, and then they're doing goofy things and having some fun with it. That's fine. But I just know that I feel bad sometimes because there are people that are sensitive, maybe to not wanting to be involved in drama. And the moment I show up there, boom, it happens. And that's never how I used to. That's the crazy part when Jeff Thomas Black says I just appeared. Flex knows it's not true because I was in the lounge, always in the background of the lounge. I would talk, I would chat, I'd drop in and say hi to Mr. Flex. Did it for the last 2 years, and he knows that because he recognized, the name. And then I would show up on occasion, show up on late night, and have a conversation. Bobby and I first we had a conversation about financial things late into the night. That was, I think, my first appearance on the lounge, and I even talked about my slot channel, which, by the way, I am considering. We are going to try to post a little bit of content on there. I know there's a few people that have asked me about that. I actually have a whole drive of unreleased slot films that I've got to edit down. It's just that when we ran into the whole issue, and again, he was talking about that. I found that funny. He was trying to tie in some issue with the slot community. Again, something that if you obviously he went in and must have been Googling and looking at the slot community because he was aware of some of the drama that surrounds it. Where yes, there are slot creators that go out and create or go out and they get their people to they make appearances at the casinos, and those are pretty much the people that are now able to film. And they bring people in, and then the casino shares their money with them. Thunder's channel is 10 days old. Okay. Okay. Huh. Interesting. Well, thank you for checking that out, Tommy. I was trying to check it out, but I think from where I'm at, I can't check out channels. So I think I have to let my moderators do it. Oh, you do? Okay. I see. Well, hey, that's fair. Whatever you feel you got to do, man, to ensure your security and ensure that you're taken care of. But you know, but I did find it interesting. Thunder was asking me about all the different people on that other side. So Thunder, if you are working for the other side, and if you are, that's fine, man. You come in here and that's fine. I mean, it is what it is. Sherlock system, but that's why I have Tommy in there. Tommy's got the magic mod powers, man, because he takes care of the business. He'll get to the bottom of it for me. Make sure we have a clean chat that are coming here for, as you can see here in the corner, we're focused on truth and prosperity. That is the mission here at Dad Dash Industries. That is the new mission. And we are going to be focused on that going forward, starting today. So hopefully when Jeff Thomas Black reviews this video, he can see that right there. This is the new focus. So if you're out there and you're watching his review, look, if you're about truth and prosperity, come over here, right? Come over here, have a look, watch the videos, check out the spreadsheets, get involved. I am going to try to do a few lives for some of my spreadsheeters out there. I'm going to be putting together a spreadsheet tutorial. I've gotten a lot of email requests. I'm paying attention to them. I've been following this community for about a month now. Okay. Eli uses words that we don't want to use and attacking everyone and people. I know, and that's what I do not like. The attacks on people with disabilities was something I absolutely cannot tolerate, will not tolerate. I have family friends who have, family members with disabilities that I'm close with. I will never tolerate that. It's not something I can be a part of. Just go to this live on YouTube and click 3 lines and go to channel. I got you. People can stay as long as they are respectful. Absolutely. Yep. Oh, nice. Like I said, my mods here will take care of business. So I appreciate that because we keep it clean. We're not going to deal with hate or negativity. That's not what we're doing here. That's not what this place is about. And of course, I am monetized, so I do have to watch what's going on. I did drop a link if anybody wants to come up, but of course, there does have to be some now decorum because we're not trying to get popped or having anything done with monetization. But at the same point, too, I do understand if you do come up, you are going to get clipped. You are going to be a star on YouTube for a while because that's just what's going to happen. Nothing but silicone. Welcome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Dad Dash is the homie. He can see the truth. I appreciate that. Thank you. I always rational. Well, good. You got to be rational. You got to have a rational approach. Or I'm always rational. Yeah, well, I figured that. Yeah, I think I see the apostrophe now. But thank you, Silicone. Very generous. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. But yes, but that's why, to me, um, that's the issue that I think when you have over on the other side, and this is the thing that gets them upset when I bring this out, is you can't be over there with people who are conducting themselves in that way, the way Eli has, and then complaining at others and saying, "Oh, you shouldn't be this way." Um, you know, JP, how many kids do I have? 3 kids. I've got 3 kids. I've got a 3-year-old going on 4. I've got a 17-year-old going on 18, and I've got a 14-year-old that just turned 14. So I've got a little bit of an age gap there, as you can tell. I think JTB is butthurt because his subs are the same and Glitch Dash exploded and blew up. Well, I mean, hey, what's up, Mr. Flex? What's going on, sir? What's going on there, Mr. Hot Facts? Yeah, what's up, Flex? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. We were in here having some fun earlier, and you missed it. We went through some of JTB's work. Hot Facts, you might have liked it too. You started another channel. Oh, nice. Is it up and running? Are you live? Awesome. All right, I gotta click on it and get subscribed. Hold on here. Nice. All right, I'm subscribed. I might be the first subscriber, Flex. I just went in and subscribed, and looks like Hot Flex subscribed as well. Because I saw one in there. You might have 2 now. Let's refresh it. 3 subscribers now. Let's see here. Hold on a second. I gotta make sure Flex. Yeah, Flex dropped the link. Good. People get over there, subscribe. Thunder wants to get to know Robert Reese. All right. And Flex is going to sleep. I got you, man. Well, you're gonna go live tomorrow then. Cool. Robert stays away. I guess the ban will go in effect, huh? It's funny that Robert and you showed up at the same time, or you showed up and then Robert showed up. It's as if he was following you around, Flex. Oh, 24 hours. Okay, nice. Well, I'm going to post that link. Mind if I post a link to the channel? All right, let's post it right now. Oh no, you know what I might have left? Shoot. I gotta edit this thing. Edit. Talk to you later, Flex. Awesome. I was watching, live, and I fast forward to now, and this is what happened. What happened? What happened? Well, what happened, Mr. Reese? I'll be back in a second. I gotta finish this post. I don't know what happened to my post. I was trying to edit it. Okay. Good Lord. All right, let's see if I can get this right here. Oh, there it is. Okay, head over to Mr. Flex's. There it is. Is there a way to paste? No. I gotta go in here. Copy link. And we're gonna put this in here. Paste. There we go. Post. Awesome. All right, that's up and running. Flexing you saying yo at the same time. I got you. All right, good deal. Excellent. Well, no, I don't think Robert. I don't think it's that at all. Oh, hold on, let me put the comment up. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's necessarily that. I think it's a backstop. I think it's a smart move. I think, but I think that he's preparing for the potential that if there's any other issues, he's got a place to go. But I think it also speaks to the fact that Flex isn't really worried about the monetization or anything. It's about what he said it's been about from day one, which is coming for somewhere for him to hang out and somewhere for him to put up and post his journey. But I think that hopefully Flex can have both. I think it would be almost probably better for Flex. And the way I see this is I think Flex is going to use this second channel as a place for him to maybe go with some of the other stuff that he wants to do. It's not monetized. It's separate from that channel, and then he'll just do his regular lives over on the Flex Live channel, and he can keep that cleaner and regulated. So I think it's a smart move. I don't think it's a bad move. I don't think it's any lack of confidence or anything like that. I think it's just him protecting himself, so to speak. That's my opinion, at least. But yeah. So Robert, what do you think of the beginning of this? You should feature some of the. You should go into Mr. Black's Medium and maybe do a feature on him on your news channel. It is a news channel. I think it would be interesting stuff. Like a Dateline kind of exclusive type deal. As he said, if it gets taken down, he will make another. Well, exactly right, Dom. I mean, that's why he's made this one. He's getting the groundwork started. So if he can get the growth on that channel to go through, it'll be fine. In my opinion, making another channel isn't the solution. Flex needs to look deep inside himself and realize he has to do better. Well, I mean, I think he's just got to be protective of his channel if he wants it to be around. But I think at the same point too, I think he prides himself in the open format, and there's going to be risk associated with that because we don't know exactly why that was shut down last night. Because if it was the discussion he was having when certain words were used and that got reported. But I think there's going to have to be some sort of control put in place, and people are going to have to come in and start respecting the stream. And, I think maybe, I don't know. Maybe cleaning out the mod wrench closet, so to speak. Good night, Jenny. Thank you for coming in. Dr. Bobby. We got another doctor in the house. I'm Dr. Dadash, the resident sociologist, allegedly a doctor. So, Bobby, welcome. It's glad to know we have another doctor in the house to solve problems. Eli's the most entertaining channel in this community, but he's no life coach. He's irrational and paranoid. Yeah, he is entertaining to see how goofy he is. Flex has to realize the name calling has to stop. The videos, the saying bad stuff. Yeah, I mean, look, I agree with you from that perspective that I think he's got to rein in some of that stuff. And, it's just got to be reined in to make sure that he doesn't have any future problems. But at the same point, if he wants the channel to be a certain style of channel, you're going to potentially run into problems. Hold on a second. So that's just the line he's got to walk, and that's what he's got to determine what he wants to do. So, I mean, but Bobby, you can't stress about it, man. I mean, because you gotta also, it's like, in a way, you gotta let him make those decisions. He's capable of understanding. He knows what the consequences are. He knows what happens if certain things occur. So you've got to just let him make those decisions, make those mistakes, and if he's got to start a new channel, he can start fresh and learn from the old channel. But I think from Flex's perspective, I think he doesn't really feel like that the channel itself to him is not that important of a situation. So he's willing to say, hey, if he has to choose either be inauthentic or his authentic self, he's like, I want to be authentic, and then I'll start a new channel. He's gonna have to really put effort in and time to make it not the same. It's work. I didn't come here for a channel. I came here for my brand and business opportunities. Well, yeah, Bobby, are you a content creator? Bobby was a content creator, but he kind of did not enjoy the whole process of that. Based on what Bobby's told me, at least, it was not something he enjoyed. So he kind of stepped back from it. But he used to do lives and stuff and show his journey. And maybe one day he'll step back in, but he feels like it's just kind of not. I'm not stressing about anything. I'm just keeping it 100. I can't participate anymore in stuff that's not going to keep me in a good mental state. Understood, Bobby. And I understand that, man. And thank you, Thunder. I really appreciate your generosity. I really do. Thank you so much. And I appreciate the compliment of it being a great stream. But yeah, Bobby, I mean, I'm just saying, but I see you stressing a little bit out there because I know you care about Flex. So I know it kind of upsets you when you see, and I've heard you talk about that. So, but at the same point, you also have to remember that Flex himself, I think, is also kind of making a statement too, where he's saying he has a vision for what he wants to provide you to. And, they need to get rid of this damn heart on the screen. What heart on the screen? What are you talking about? Where's the heart? Tommy, I support what I believe is right. Just because someone's my friend, they don't get a pass. The heart? What heart? What are we talking about? We're talking about my background. But they need to get rid of this damn heart on the screen. I don't know what they're talking about. Let's see here. Oh, that thing. Yeah. I know. The YouTube app. Yeah, it does block the chat. It get that is 100% Tommy. I've had the same sentiments when I've been trying to chat. I've had the same sentiments. Yeah, it's depending on the app and depending on the phone you have. Yeah, it sits in a bad spot. It annoys the heck out of me when I'm on my iPad too, because it's right on there, and you're using a little cursor. Shane Epley, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate you. Shane, have you had any racing videos lately? I know you've come in, and when I've done some of my ride alongs, you've come in and always shared some cool racing videos. So if you have any to drop them in. Yeah, I agree with that, Tommy, 100%. Makes no sense having it there. All right. Let's let the fun begin here. Hold on a second here. There we go. All right.
Yo.
What's up, Hot Facts? What's going on, man?
Shoot, man, just hopped in. Bobby was talking about the flex thing, and Tommy hopped in and was like, "Bobby, you got to be ride or die." That's the problem. That's the problem in a whole nutshell. There's a lot of people that just say we hang together, we talk together, so it's ride or die. People have different agendas. People have different things going on. It's not always that because you can ride or die and be riding something that's going to just throw you overboard. You're going to crash into the
Right.
wall. You just can't ride or die. You can't do that, and that's one of the biggest issues that's going on. We got people that do research. We got people that know what they're talking about. We know people that know how to put it together. Then we got people that just sit on the fence. Then we got people that just are all the way on the sidelines, and all they want to do is cheer and hop in and do stuff, but they don't even know, but they're just riding and dying. You can't just ride or die. You can ride, but I don't want to die in it.
Right.
I'm not
Right.
I'm not trying to die. I'm not trying to die. I'm trying to ride. So
Right.
I think people just got to understand, what the situations are. In a situation that Flex is going through. I was over there on Neck Rose earlier, and I told him, I said, so when this channel was taken down, like you're gonna get another channel, and you're gonna do the exact same thing. You can't do the exact same thing over again. You're gonna get the exact same outcome. And if you think you're gonna get a different outcome and you don't change anything, that's insanity, right?
Right. That's the
That's
definition of insanity. Absolutely.
that's
You
the
got to make a
definition of
change of some
insanity.
sort. That's what I always say. I mean, you've got to change at least one thing about what you're doing to get a different result. Otherwise, you get the same results.
Yeah,
And
you
but
can't
at the
do it.
same point, like I said, my point to Bobby though is I think it's saying at the same point, you know, Flex has a vision for what he wants for his channel, and I think you can give suggestions, you can suggest, you can advise, you can try to educate, and then they have to make when they make their decision. As long as they know what the decision and the outcome can be, at that point, you can't stress about it anymore because you've done all you can do. So that's what I was trying to say to Bobby. Don't get so stressed out if somebody's not listening, even though you might have a great idea of what that outcome will lead to. Uh, you can't let that affect your peace of mind because that person is, he has his own principles and reasons for why he says this is how I want to do it. And for him, that's important. So at the same point, there's also riding that line between respecting the other person and realizing that you can't affect how you can't make someone do something that you can't make them do what you want them to do. You can only be there to give them your real perspective, and after that, you've done all you can do. So hopefully, I don't want to see Flex lose his channel, but I think you know the second channel that he's created, I think it's a good idea. I don't necessarily look at it as him saying I've lost confidence. I think it might be something that he says, hey, some creators have done this, especially you have one side that you're protective of it, and you have the other side that's like, this is where if he wants to do other stuff on that's a little more gray area, he has the ability to do that. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, I think Bobby cares more because Bobby has said in the past, Flex has helped him out when he needed stuff, monetarily and things like that. So
Mm-hmm.
so Bobby is invested in it a little more than what people understand, which is why he's frustrated with it
Right.
because he's really trying to give him, you know, what he feels and how it is, but he still got to do, even though Flex helped him out, he's helping out Flex. But right now, Bobby is like, hey man, I can't keep going down that because it's just gonna keep messing me up.
Right.
I'm trying
Right.
to help you.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
trying to help you. You know what I mean? And I'm helping you because you helped me. That's where Bobby is. People don't understand that's where Bobby is coming from with it. That's my opinion from what I know from what Bobby has said on camera
Mm-hmm.
in the past. That's all I can
Right.
go off of. So that's what I feel it is. Flex just has to understand that, man, this time around, if you have a channel, first of all, you can't give everyone a wrench because you have no control. Your
Right.
moderators have to have certain roles on what they do. You need managing moderators. They need to understand what is the whole objective of your channel so they know what to look out for. You got to go ahead and do all that. And to make it so it's not going to be the same thing, because when he goes back on YouTube with this channel, other people still know him from the other one. People will
Right.
flag you on your other channel just because you made a new one for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Just flag you. Like, they'll just say all this other stuff. You may not even put a video up and they're already saying something about the channel. I've
Right. Just to
seen
get
it
the attention there. Right.
just to get the attention, and I've seen stories on YouTube. I've seen channels that were shut down. I did my research on all that stuff. I did my research on all that. You got people out there that are super trolls. I call them super trolls. And super trolls have the ability to get a mass of people to go and do things and do what they got to do. You know what I mean? So the next go around, um, that's what you got to do. My channel had a strike, a guideline strike, months and months ago, because I put up a video and it was the actual news clip of there were some teens and they jumped and beat up a Marine, and I did the video on this ain't right, why we need to the respect and all that stuff. But there was someone out there that flagged it and said that it was something that went with the violence. It was probably a Marine or something, someone that knew the person, and they flagged it, and then they gave me a strike for it. Okay, so I did my 90 days. I didn't have to change what my channel was about because, I just said, you know what? I'm not going to have anyone assaulting police officers or military on my videos anymore while trying to do the news. And I'm not going to have that anymore. But I didn't have to change my whole channel up. My whole channel was still the same. This is a whole new rebranding, rebuilding. This is starting off from the scratch. You know what I mean? So he's got to go ahead and make sure he ain't going to do it over again, and actually listen to his friends this time. Listen to Bobby. Listen to Bobby. I will listen to Bobby and Necro more than listening to everybody else when doing things with this channel. I would only have Bobby and Necro as a moderator on the channel just to make sure that the channel is going to be ran right. You got to put certain things in place so it don't get messed up.
No, absolutely. I mean, I agree with you. I think all of those things make sense, and I think that even on the channel he already has. I mean, I guess it would be difficult to try to pull wrenches from a bunch of people, but
well, with the new channel, it's not pulling them because
right. No, I know, but
but
you're not assigning them all out to everybody. It's not just that everybody gets a wrench. So yeah, it does give him that ability. But I'm talking about trying to say, okay, before he goes live again on the old channel, he's got time to try to get in there and correct some things. And yeah, some people may get their feelings hurt, but I think at the same point, there does need to be, at this point, for a while, going forward, it wouldn't be a bad thing to have a little more of a closer eye on things to make sure that, like you said, that things are being run correctly. The right people are there. Like I had suggested to Flex a while back. I said, you need to get a membership going or whatever, and so you can start to have a little more control over certain people, and work that end of things for yourself. Nothing large, but enough that somebody comes in. I mean, it's supposed to be the lounge after all, and that way people can get in there, and you can make it a little more closed door, especially as you're getting heat and controlling who's coming in, who's saying stuff, who's dropping videos. But like I said, everybody's got their own vision, so all you can do is suggest. And for Flex, I think he takes a lot of pride in having that open format. But I think it comes with risks.
It's an open format. It's just it's wide, butt naked open. It's wide.
No, it is. It is, and like you said, I mean, you make great points on the fact that There are people that are walking in there, flag, 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 flag. So we just, it's when those things are going on, it's not a matter of will you get flagged. It's a matter of when you get flagged, because you've got so many people that are around it doing things, that it's inevitable that something, when you have an open format like that, something's going to catch. And now he's in that, I guess, that ultra sensitive period where YouTube is, I guess, paying closer attention to things with him because of the past issues that were there. So, I don't know. It's a tough situation, when you're when you really have to be careful. It always seems like, when somebody's scrutinizing you, they always find something. It's always difficult. It's like when you used to put an employee on a corrective action, and then you put him on that like 30-day run where it would be like, all right, if you make any mistakes, anything happens, and now HR is involved watching the whole situation, and they always inevitably something would come up, and it would be like, I know normally this wouldn't get you out of here, but they're watching. Like, this is not where you want to end up. They're watching. So now, like, the HR person don't care. They're like, hey, this person, because in their opinion, it's like you did so much to get to this point of ultra sensitivity. So now, yeah, I know this seems like this is something that shouldn't get you out the door, but you know what? It doesn't matter if you have a doctor's appointment or this happened or that happened. You're not supposed to do this, and you did. It's black and white, and boom. So Shane Epley says, structure. Bobby says, Flex is like a brother to me, but if things don't change, I may have no choice than to step back.
But look at this, though. Look at this, Dad Dash. Mm-hmm. Steve, look at this. So, while he has 2 weeks now, because the first strike is 7 days, you get the second strike within the 90 days, it's 2 whole weeks. So he gets half a month. In half a month, I think he should just completely go, don't hide or private the videos, because if you private them, ain't no one going to see them anyway. He should just go through and delete all the videos on the other channel so that they are not there, so no one can flag anything or go and put anything up right now while it's still going on. Take all those videos down, wipe them out, and when the 2 weeks are done, he starts off with the lounge, brand spanking new, without anything that they can click on and do anything with. He needs to do that also. He's got to go ahead.
So you're saying that they're even look at the fact that, like, the videos he has up, if he catches a strike on one of those or a flag on one of those, they could get him too. Like, in terms of, oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yes, it's the same person.
That's true. Though. You're right. I mean, you got to take it all down and be extra careful.
You got to take it all down. That is the only way.
So he says, but I'm now at a point now where I'm on a good path and I have to protect yourself. Now, Bobby, when you say protect yourself, you're just saying protect yourself from the mental stress of dealing with what's happening with him, I would assume, is what you're referencing there. I mean, obviously, you're not going to be affected by something getting flagged in the lounge. You're just talking about the mental impact, of being upset by seeing Flex go through what he's going through. We don't know, Thunder, why he was flagged. There is speculation that it was one of two things. There was a conversation that was going on shortly before that possibly could have gotten flagged by someone, where not him, but an individual inside the chat, or I guess was a guest on there, was yelling and saying some things. And then there's also a video that was played earlier in the evening that was the individual looked like Torp. It wasn't Torp, but it was just a joke video. But I remember seeing it and I thought, oh, that could be problematic. But nothing happened. An hour or so, 2 hours go by, and then all of a sudden we're sitting there watching, and it just says this thing's been taken down due to nudity and sexual explicit content. And it was like, what the heck just happened? So,
but that's the craziest thing, because you got to understand that when you're on a live, once you create the live itself, like, let's say you want to go into, like, let's say you schedule your live, right? And when you schedule it, you say, well, it starts in like an hour. You want to go add an end screen on it and do all that. You can't do that once you create the live. So once that starts, it always starts, it starts the processing. The processing starts instantly. So when that live is starting, anything that's happening, like it happened before, but when the processing got to it, it caught up to it, and then
So
that's
you're saying that it might not even have been a flag situation. It could have simply
yes,
been
the
the
processing from you.
processing algorithm reviewed
Yes,
that and then saw it, and then because he's kind of on
yes,
more of a probationary period, it caught it and said, "Okay, you're done." Okay,
yes. And
yeah,
his,
that's
and his
interesting.
live episodes go on for so many hours. The processing has a chance to catch up to anything that was in the beginning. You see
I
what I
got you.
mean?
I got you. You know, I got you.
Yeah,
I got you. So there's
yeah,
a little bit of delay as far as how it's when it's processing because that was like
yes,
a several hour long live. So it could have been that it was an hour or so down the road, hour, 2 hours down the road. Simply, hey, it just took that long for it to catch up. So Bobby says, yes, I'm in a great place mentally and have been working hard on the physical. I need to maintain a positive mindset, and the people around me have to reflect that. Now I understand that, Bobby. I mean, absolutely. So I mean, and I understand why it would be upsetting to watch that, but at the same point too, you just got to kind of also take some time to understand why Flex feels why what he's doing is principle is correct in his principles. Because he understands the risks, and like Robert is sharing some good ideas, but unfortunately, those ideas conflict with having an open platform. So, Flex. If Flex says, hey, I value the openness of my platform and I would rather have my channel taken away from me and then I'll start it again to keep that, that's his decision. That's his feelings. That's how it is. But it's just a matter of whether he values the channel or not. It's like a driver valuing a different program or not, or an approach. What's valuable to you isn't necessarily valuable to the person next to you. It's two different ways of thinking. So, that's what I was saying. Don't stress out over it. But if you got to step away, I understand that too, because sometimes it's hard to put that in practice. It's easier to say those things than it is to actually live it. But yeah, I agree. Hot facts. I mean, I think those are good ideas. I mean, I think they should be presented to him as he's coming into this. There's a difference on being open and poking and bullying. Most of the stuff that's been going on isn't necessary and doesn't help anyone. I agree with that. I mean, I can understand your perspective on that. I mean, like I said, I think that, I think that's a valid statement. So, but again, he's got the nice part about it is, well, I know he's going to start going live tomorrow, I guess, with the new channel. But I was going to say he's got some time between here and the next when he can go live again. So
I would take some days off. If I was Flex, I would take some days off because he hasn't had a break from, even though like it was just yesterday. So it's not even, it was just yesterday. When it happened yesterday, I was over there in neck rows and the arguments and the serious discussions and debates did not stop. They actually intensified a little bit. And it's not like there's nothing died down. It's like he wants to start a channel up with the fire he has now, but you cannot do that. I think he needs to take some, at least from the 2 weeks, take at least 7 days off from this new channel, get a whole week off, reset, just reset for a whole week, just be out there door dashing and appearing on panels and talk the way you do. Take a whole week off from trying to have people on, to be on your own show and do all that. Because first of all, with this, you can't just start up and hit live. You can't do it. Like, there's no way possible. He has to have some type of game plan down so that, he don't start off the very first day and he's like, man, I got hit with a strike my first day. Like, then that's going to make it like crazy. You got to take some time off, man. You got to take some time off. 2 suspensions in my boardroom episode. I said, is he going to be able to last 90 days before he gets a second strike? And he got it before the 90 days. And he felt that he was doing good. He felt that the show, he's not doing all the overboard stuff, but it's still there. And he got comfortable. When he got comfortable, he said, I'm going to do something that I used to do. And then it happened. He got comfortable. And if he feels that he ain't going to get comfortable with a new channel and there's no break, he's already comfortable already. He's already comfortable. He don't got to get comfortable. He's already comfortable.
Mm-hmm. No, I hear what you're saying. I think it's valid. I think what you're saying is valid. I think it's valid advice. But like I said, it comes down to, again, how he wants to conduct the channel. He knows the consequences. So, I think he knows what he could be doing, but I think he feels strongly that what he is doing is what he needs to do and what he wants to do. And but at the same point, I think that you're correct. I think if he goes back and does what he's been doing, I think, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And then he'll be back in a new channel. That's that. But like I said, he's aware. I think he's aware of the consequences. But I understand why Bobby is concerned about it, because he doesn't want to see that happen to Flex. But I think sometimes it's easier said than done. But I can tell you, a break probably wouldn't be a bad idea, because I think sometimes you can get way caught up in this stuff, and sometimes taking a little break is really good for getting that perspective back.
Well, it'll be really great for him, because all he's doing is just putting himself into, he puts himself into whatever happens with Pedro. He's putting himself into whatever's happening with it. All he's doing is putting himself into. He needs to take that break, man, to not put himself into any. Let everything die down. Let everything die down. You can't be in the middle of everything. You can't be in the middle of everything.
Yep.
I'm a little different. My thing is, I'm a news channel, so I'm different. I look at things, I write columns, and I put up videos and stuff. So I'm like, wherever something is, I am there. I understand it. I understand that I'm going to be a hated dude because of what I do. It's not going to rub everyone the right way. I've accepted, what comes with the territory and everything else like that. I've accepted it all. That's how I'm able to do it. If I was not able to accept that, my channel would have failed so long ago.
Well, I think what Flex has to do, like you said, I think there's a way for him to still maintain some of what he wants to maintain, but he has to have tighter, stricter control. And if he can do that, he can control what's going on, and he can limit the issues by limiting certain things that are going on, limiting the way people are talking on his channel, especially right now. If he's on probation, I don't know how strict all that stuff is. You guys know that stuff better than I do. But if he really is on that thin ice, then he's got to. Then there's really no other way to do it. I don't know how strict YouTube is on like cussing and stuff like that. But if he's on a point where dropping a cuss word or a really strong cuss word could get his channel popped and done, then you got to just you got to bite the bullet for a little while till you get away from it. I'm assuming after a certain period of time, he would not be under the same scrutiny. Is that correct? How fast? Everything I've been saying to Flex over the past few days is coming from a place of love. He may not see it that way, but that is what it is. No, Bobby, I know that, man. I know it's all coming from a good place. I think he does too, but I think that, it's for him. I think part of it is, I think that you're coming from a place of, you're bringing up good things to him, but I think at the same point too, he's understanding that he feels like the things he's doing are necessary. And he understands the risks, and he's just saying, I'm moving forward doing this. And I guess like you said, you sometimes the option is you got to step back. Um, you've got to just remove yourself from the situation. When somebody says, hey, you know what, this is the path I'm on, this is what I'm doing, and you're not going to stop me from doing that. And that's tough sometimes to watch, but it's the journey he's on. And that's all you can do is just share your input,
He may need to only do one live instead of doing the in the car ride along and then coming back and then doing the lounge. He's got to figure out which one he wants to be focused on. Because all what the ride along does in the car, people are talking about the same stuff that he's going to talk about and be angry about when he gets off to go on the actual lounge. You know what I mean? So,
well, I think though, Robert, I think his point of what he was trying to, at least from what I've heard him say, is he likes to put the car part in because he wants to just show, like, it's supposed to show his journey that he's working, and it's supposed to just be a place like in the middle of the day, people can pop in and say hi. Now, of course, obviously there's a lot more live shows going on. There's a lot more people doing lives. So, but it used to be, at one point, besides you going live maybe in the middle of the day, where you'd be reporting on some things, there wasn't a lot of people that were doing something live. So it was just it had become a place, at least the way I viewed it, was like you could just pop in. Hey man, where you at today? Oh, I'm at $100. Okay, cool. And then you move on. And then some people would hang in there. But now, of course, it's become kind of a situation where you've got others that are popping up with lives and shows. So, I think though that he wants to demonstrate, like, this is my journey. I'm always on YouTube. And I'm showing you that I'm working, and then I come off of work. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a lot. I don't know how he does it with being on camera so much, because it's like his whole life is spent on camera. So my hat's off to him for being able to to do that as much as he does. But yeah, or maybe he just doesn't, like, I don't know. Yeah, maybe he could do one channel he does the car, and like one channel he does the lounge.
Right, exactly. But don't do them together. Going,
right.
Like,
that way you're not bringing the same energy everywhere that you're at. And then one thing, yeah, and honestly, he should start. Maybe he should have called the new channel the lounge. The Flex Lounge or something like that. I don't know if the lounge is available as a channel name.
Well, the best thing about this is when a new channel starts, you're gonna get different people who maybe just be coming into the gig world and stuff like that, who will be going in and checking the channel out. So when they check the channel out, they will subscribe, and it'll be more different people subscribing, which will help hopefully change the direction on how he's doing the thing. You know what I mean?
Well, right. And I think that maybe if he made the channel that is now under scrutiny, he could make that his daily car channel, because there's nobody that he doesn't drop links on that most of the time. It's just him in the car. There's a chat, I guess the chat can get you in trouble too, but he could have that as being the car. That to me is a lower risk one than when you have people coming in and you're trying to conduct a live show. And then the new channel can be the lounge.
Yeah, the new channel will be the lounge.
And then he can have more control over that place, where, like you were talking about, having stronger moderators, having only certain people have wrenches, and a majority of the crowd being gray people. And having a little bit more criteria. In other words, like, I got to get to know you a little bit before you get a wrench.
Because you got to understand this. Someone might make a comment that one moderator hides, and someone unhides it because they say, oh, that one's okay. But, now the moderators are just, there's that makes it there's no moderating. There's no moderating then. So
Right.
it's just an open, it's like The Walking Dead,
Yep.
you run,
Yep.
that's just what it is, like The Walking Dead. So hopefully he gets it all. I just came in to say hey, and
Yep.
I'm out of here.
Absolutely, man. Yep. No problem, man. Have a good night, man. Thanks for stopping in. All right, everybody. So appreciate Robert stopping by. That was a good discussion. But I've been going for 2 hours now. I was up late last night, as everybody knows. So I think I'm going to probably conclude this live. We've been going for 2 hours. I appreciate everybody that's coming. I appreciate everyone with the super chats and everybody's support. Bobby, let's address this. I'm literally having to watch my friend self-destruct, and I can't do anything. Yeah, man, I hear you on that. I hear you on that. The psychiatrist, great meeting. Thunder, bye all. Bobby, have a good night. Yeah, man, you too, man. Don't get. Stay positive, man. Just stay positive. I think Flex will be okay. I think everything will be okay with Flex. I think he knows what he's doing. We don't always agree with what everybody does, but I think as long as he knows what he's doing, I think he does. I think he'll be fine. So, anyways, guys, but I appreciate everybody stopping by. Hopefully you found this live interesting. Hopefully you enjoyed the first part of the live. For those of you that maybe got to check it out before you came in, there's interesting information. I'd encourage you to go back, rewind, check it out. And I'll be live again at some point. Come out and say hi to everybody and have a discussion again. So, Shane, thank you for dropping links, man. I'm going to check them out. And like I said, I appreciate everybody that stopped in and interacted. I appreciate all the super chatters. And we're running through. We had Thunder, Nothing But Silicone, and Thunder as well. So appreciate that, guys. Very much appreciate it. And I will be talking to you guys soon. I'll let Bobby stand here. Have a good night. The psychiatrist. Good night, everyone. I don't know who the psychiatrist is. But anyways, we're going to call it. Talk to you guys soon. Stay safe. Stay profitable. Dad Dash will talk to you soon.